I had a 2-hour conversation with a client of mine earlier this week, and we were going over his ad spend, and he had a ROAS, return on ad spend, at 0.91, all right, which is terrible. Okay, so we're having a conversation, we're talking and listening. I'm like, hey man, something is wrong here. Let me see the ad creative that you have here. Let me see what's going on. So I see it and it looks decent, could be better, but for the amount of money he spent, I'm like, no, that's something's still wrong here. So we keep talking. And he's like, yeah, man, but everybody's DMing me. I said, how many DMs do you have? How many DMs do you have total on this campaign? So I got 187 DMs, but only a few people have come to the store. And I was just like, yo, this is crazy. We got to get you a sales script so you can start following up with all these people, because you probably have about $12,000 in, you know, potential product sales just from these 187 people, based on his, his average order value and his average, lifetime value of his customers. So we started going over that, and it helped me realize something about business owners, and that especially those of us who are, trying to do as much as we can by ourselves, we have blind spots. And so in this blind spot, he thought that his ads were working well, and the fact of the matter was his ads were fine for his demographic, but the problem was he had a bottleneck on follow up. All right, so how many more things can we patch in a business uh, to get a higher income with the same level of effort, right? And so obviously after that, we devised a system together on how he's going to have a sales script, how he's going to, follow up with his DMs on Instagram. And then we went and found another set of another hole that could be patched in his business, in his email marketing, right? And so his email marketing was terrible. And I said, what's going on? And so he went and looked at it. He said, I'll send out X amount of emails this year. I was like, give me three of the last. I just want to see 3 emails that you sent me, that you sent out. So he sends me those 3 emails, and he had put images in every single email. Well, for those of y'all who know email marketing, emails usually go to spam if it has an image in there. So once we took the image out, we had a higher open rate, higher click-through rate, and that leads into the law of small numbers. If we can win the small numbers, we can have bigger outcomes. What do I mean by law of small numbers? What I mean is, for example, in that ad example we just talked about, because he was not following up, he only got a few sales, and those were the hottest, most interested customers. But by having a system for following up, we can take, his conversion rate on those ads from a couple percentage points, let's say 2%, something like 15%, right? But a 15% increase in conversions for the bottom line might look like, $5,000 to $10,000 in sales based on what he's closing his customers on. Then we look at the other example when it comes to email, his email marketing. All right, let's say he had a click-through open rate of 29%. Let's say we get the open rate up to 38%. He had a click-through rate. Click-through rate means they click on a link inside the email. What if that goes to, from a 1% click-through rate to a 3% click-through rate? That's a 200% increase. Again, on an email list of, let's say 2,000 people, hey, a 200% increase from 1 to 3% might look like 40 more people contacting him, which again could be, $3,000-$4,000 in added, revenue to the bottom line. So just by identifying some blind spots for entrepreneurs, we can then increase income by, $10,000 or more in a month, using the same level of effort and energy from the business owner, because we have put in refined processes and systems. So I hope y'all got something from that. Kind of give y'all a peek behind the curtain on, my outlook on things, how I process business and marketing for my students and my clients. If you're interested in that, shoot me a DM. I'd love to talk to you more about it.